Cascade Hoops Talk, Billy D. Join us on Twitter, Cascade Hoop Talk. I'm really blessed today. We have Talon Pinkney, All-American two-time first-team All-American point guard out of College, Idaho. Also the two-time Defensive Player of the Year out of the Cascade Conference. This guy can flat fly, one of the quickest point guards I ever saw. And he defends like he's trying to protect his sister's Halloween candy. So Talon, welcome to the show. I appreciate you taking the time. How you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me. Really appreciate it.
So you played all 4 years at College, Idaho, but you're from that Boise area, right? Did you grow up there?
So I was born here. I actually grew up in Florida, moved there when I was really young, and then I ended up coming back to Boise for high school. So bounced around a little bit.
So you played at Centennial. You had a good high school career. What made you select College, Idaho? It's a fairly small school. It has a great basketball history, but what made you select that?
Originally, I hadn't known too much about the college. I just had a good relationship with our head coach now, Colby Blaine. He was actually trying to help me go to other schools. I was trying to get out of Idaho originally. As my senior year progressed, I didn't have too many offers. I had a lot of walk-ons and stuff like that, to some D1s. But I was just looking for a place that really wanted me and thought I could help their team, and that's what I had in C of I. So took the opportunity for sure.
And then you came in even as a freshman, and you played quite a bit as a backup point guard. You pretty much contributed all 4 years. I mean, it was a heck of a career.
I appreciate you for saying that. But yeah, first year came in, just kind of getting adjusted, I guess, to college basketball. Had a great senior point guard in Manny Morgan, and just kind of learned from him my first year and tried to do what I could to help the team. And then from there on out, I got to lead the way as the point guard. And pretty fun.
So Talon, what was that like? I mean, going from high school to college, and I think that's anybody who follows me at all. One of my frustrations is people think NAI ball is a cakewalk. What was that like going to, going over to College, Idaho from high school, and then all of a sudden you're playing you're playing up at Northwest in their Cracker Box. You're going to Klamath Falls to play at Oregon Tech. I mean, these are some tough opponents.
Yeah, I mean, originally just would say the day I got on campus, I think freshmen, we get here like a week early. The day I got on campus, I got up shots with a couple of the players, and just we played a little bit as well. And just the first thing I noticed was just like the physicality, and everybody says it, but when you're on a college team, like everybody was their best player in high school. So just kind of getting adjusted to that. But also I enjoyed the fact that I was playing with, I guess, everybody who was the best player in high school as well. So being able to like talk about basketball and contribute like ideas and IQ stuff was really nice, I guess, because IQ has always been a big thing for me. And so that was nice to just be able to play with top-notch players as well. But I would just say the physicality and things like that. And then like you said, traveling around to Northwest and OIT, those places are super fun. And just as my first college experience, going to those places were just crazy. And we actually got destroyed at OIT my first year. So that was a nice awakening to college basketball, I'd say.
Well, I'm sure you had some wild trips over to LeGrand as well.
Yeah.
That place can get pretty crazy as well.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Obviously you have a lot of offensive firepower. I mean, you displayed that in the final conference game against Oregon Tech. I think you scored 23 that night. But you're known as a defensive player. Where did this dedication to defense come from? When did this start?
I would say it all started, like I said, I grew up a majority of my life, I guess, in Florida before high school. And AAU basketball down there is a lot different. It's a lot of athletes, and then there's obviously people who are talented and can score. But I would say from the time that AAU players, they are little, everyone's like pressing full court, and it's just like this whole rah-rah type of basketball there. I kind of just picked up the skill, I guess, from that, and just going against super athletic kids my whole life down there. I mean, it kind of just almost trained me, I guess.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, just being that I had the athletic ability to guard some players, I mean, it's always just been like an assignment that a coach has given me, so I've just taken it upon myself to be the best at it. I can remember once I moved here, some of the AAU games I'd have to guard Peyton Pritchard, and that was always fun. I actually was just joking around with some teammates and roommates that because he just got first team All-American. I was like, it's just crazy that I had to guard him a couple of times. But yeah, things like that, I guess. But I've just always been around basketball, and like I said, just the athleticism from Florida kind of bred that, I guess.
So 2 years, halfway through your college career there at College Idaho, the head coaching change, and now you already mentioned Colby Blaine took over as head coach. What was that like, changing
So
head coaches?
yeah, so originally, I mean, he won't mind me saying this, but um, he had an opportunity to go coach somewhere else, and he had told the team like 2 weeks before we had found out that Coach G was leaving. So he had let the team know already that he had an opportunity to go coach somewhere else. So we were all a little on edge, I guess. But then when Coach Garson announced that he had an opportunity to go coach at Santa Clara, literally right after he had said that, our AD had announced that Blaine was going to be our head coach, and like, so we were kind of sad that our head coach was leaving, but then we also were excited that we were staying within the program by keeping Coach Blaine as our coach. And like I had previously mentioned, I've had a relationship with Coach Blaine for a while. So when I lived in Florida, I would come and visit my dad here in the summer, and Coach Blaine's always been around. He's known me since I was really young, actually. And then in high school, he actually would like work me out at like 6 in the morning while I was in high school. So I've always had a relationship with him, really good relationship. And so I was super happy to have him as my coach, and I was super excited. So it wasn't that big of a change for our team or me. So it was pretty nice.
So your team this year had a certain chemistry. I talked to you about this before we started, but I believe, and then Talon, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that the strength of your team really started at the end of last year. You had two really heartbreaking losses to Oregon Tech, one at the end of the regular season, and then one there in the Final Four. I think that really set the stage for what you guys wanted to do this year. So talk about how those losses kind of propelled you into this season.
Yeah, so like you said, going into our last two games, all we had to do was win one to clinch conference. And we lost both at Southern, at OIT. Really tough places to play. But from those two games, I think as a team and like a staff, coaching staff, we kind of just learned that no matter what happens, like a win or loss, we just need to play within our system. Our team knows that at Southern, we kind of got away from how we win and stuff like that. I guess trying to get fancy just to win a game. And so that taught us from an X's and O's standpoint to just trust our system. And obviously adversity comes when you're playing great teams and you're playing a whole season. But we learned that for sure. And then, as you mentioned as well, the Final Four game against OIT, we were neck and neck for the first 13 minutes of the first half, and then we didn't score a field goal for the rest of the half, and they pulled away, and we were able to cut it to like 8 or 10, I think, in the second half, but never could get it all the way done. And it was a tough loss for sure. But after the season, I would say 2 weeks after the season ended, we had a meeting, and as a team, we just talked about how tired we felt and how worn out our bodies felt. And we decided from that point to just, we've always been committed in the weight room, but I'd say this year we went from spring workouts and then to start in August, at the end of August this past year. That's where we, I think, gained an advantage. Just, really putting in the commitment and hard work in the weight room every day. We didn't take a single day off that we were supposed to lift, and I really think it paid off for sure.
And then this season, I don't know how many people know this, but you ran the table. It's the first time ever that a team has ran the table in the Cascade Conference. You won every game, and you won the tournament as well. You went through completely undefeated. That was amazing. So talk to me about that run.
Yeah, we started. I mean, before conference even came, we kind of as a team, we felt that we started slow. So as a senior and like people who have returned to the team and have experience, we still had a pretty good preseason. But I liked the fact that we thought we could be better and have done better already. And to me, I was like, okay, this team is like really wants to be the best and is about it. I actually didn't play the first 2 games of conference, and to just watch the team operate without me, was a really good feeling. We played Multnomah, as you know, is a super dangerous team, and then Warner Pack, who can get hot as well. And just to watch our team operate was a super cool. And I think a lot of our success just goes down to really small things. We always preach enthusiasm and creating leaders and communicating, and we did that since day one, and I think it just carried on all the way through. We wouldn't have been able to even, like you said, say we're undefeated if we don't have that crazy comeback against Southern Oregon, down 8 with like a minute left. Just little things like that, knowing that not everything's going to be easy, but just not giving up and playing on our foundation, I think, is what really allowed us to do that.
Well, that was one game, Talon, I wanted to ask you about because Southern had you beat. I mean, you were beat. Just talk about the last minute of that game.
Yeah, we, like you said, they had us beat all game. Came out flat first half, and then they just pulled away second half as well. But that last minute, Blaine, I guess, put in his defensive lineup, his athletes for our press. I think we got 3 to 4 turnovers in the last minute. And offensively, we obviously came down and hit shots as well. But our freshman, Charles Elsie, who, mark my words, he will be Defensive Player of the Year eventually. He's a dog. Mm-hmm. But he got the last deflection and actually tipped it off Borch's knee, I think. And then I ran up to Coach Blaine and said, "We're going for the win." He doesn't know this, but partially because I think our team was gassed, so we need to get the win right now and get out of there. So we have a couple game-winning baseline out of bounds plays that we review every week, and we knew exactly which one we were going to and who we were going to, and we executed it to a T. And Ricardo Time hit the shot. I think it was the only shot he hit, or maybe even the only shot he took, because Southern's all over him.
Yeah, they're a good defensive team, and they're long and they're deep too, or they were. I mean, it's over now, but you talked about Ricardo Time, and you mentioned Elsie too. Those were 2 really critical additions to your team this year, weren't they?
Yeah. Talking to Coach Blaine in the beginning of the year, I was telling him I think it's the most athletic team as far as like a whole team. We've had some crazy athletic players in the Z's leagues and stuff like that, but as a whole team, this is the most athletic team that we've had. And yeah, come to find out, Ricardo doesn't miss from 3 either, which is really nice for me as a point guard. But 2 huge big additions to our team with all our returners and senior leadership. I think it was just a perfect combination of new players and experience, and our coaches and staff did a great job of recruiting high character guys as well. So yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you mentioned Charles Elsie. He really impressed me he's a true freshman too, right?
Yep.
And Ricardo Time, Talon, I don't think I saw him miss a 3-pointer all season. The times I watched him play,
it seems like it. He's definitely a microwave. People talk about people getting on a hot streak. It's ridiculous. If he hits the first one to start the game, it's probably going to be a long night for the other team. We try to get him and Nate going early. But yeah, he can shoot it really well from behind the arc.
So you mentioned Colby a couple times. Your head coach, Colby Blaine, NAI Division II Coach of the Year, well-deserved. Definitely the man it should have went to. You guys have this season, you guys had a chemistry that honestly I couldn't put my finger on it, but every time I watched you, there was a confidence level and a chemistry. There was something special about this team. I don't know, could you maybe talk about that? What was special about this team? You guys always seemed so up and so confident.
Yeah, I think I can't remember the exact number of players we had returning, but I want to say it was 11 or 10, something like that, a lot. But it starts with not even me, but our other seniors, Jake Bruner and Nate Brunel. Nate Brunel is the most level-headed, consistent player I think I've ever played with in my life, and then Jake is just the most toughest He's so tough. I don't know. He's just the toughest player I've ever played with. So for me to be able to lean on them, and I know they lean on me, I think starting with us three and the coaching staff, just kind of showing the ropes, I would say, allowed for it, and we knew what it takes. Jake and I, and Nate actually had won a conference tournament and a regular season championship in the same year, our sophomore year. So we had that experience. But I think a lot of it was just staying humble in a way. Once we got on the court, we were definitely confident, but every day was a serious approach, knowing that any given moment we could lose the game or something could go bad. I think keeping that in the back of our head allowed us to, I guess, play for the win and never take a day off and just approach everything with the right mindset.
And then you go undefeated in conference, you win the conference tournament, and then you go to Sioux Falls and you play your number one seed in the whole field, and then you get Northwestern. How they ended up an 8 seed, I'll never figure that out. But you get in my mind, one of the toughest 8 seed, and they didn't roll over for you, did they?
No, they didn't. They had some great concepts, honestly, against our zone. We play zone 95% of the year. The only team we don't play zone against is OIT because they usually shred us. But yeah, they had two great players in Hillebrand and their other guard, 22. I can't remember his
Jay
name,
Small.
yeah, Jay Small. But yeah, Hillebrand, he got hot early. They're scoring in maybe spots that are a little bit open in our zone, but he was hitting some tough shots, and like you said, they didn't roll over at all. But we knew coming in that they were a good team, and we just had to stay with our process. And I mean, it worked out for us. We came out on top. I think our coach was telling us they averaged 85. I mean, to hold the team to 49, any team to 49 is really good, but they were still pretty solid on defense too. We only scored 67. But I think that gave our team some confidence too, because we knew we could have played a lot better on offense, and we still held them to 49. So, I mean, we were ready for the next game, but as everyone knows, unfortunately, the tournament was canceled. But yeah.
So, Talon, I'm not sure how you found out. I mean, talk about that moment you found out that, you're not going to play again.
We were heading to lunch on Thursday, so we had that day off because the first 2 days of the tournament is just the first round. But yeah, we were heading to lunch in one of our vans. Coach Blaine just turned the music down. He's like, guys, I don't know exactly what's about to come after this or what's going on, but it says right now that all NAIA events are canceled, winter events as well. So on the way to lunch, the van just got super quiet. All three seniors, we all were in the same band. So we're at lunch just kind of talking to each other and just, I don't know, it was a really weird feeling because we didn't know for sure. A lot of us were thinking okay, there's going to do something to fix this. We're going to have a chance to play. But then we were so on edge at the fact that they could just end the tournament, I guess.
Yeah.
At the same time, it was just there's no word to really describe it, I guess. Just an empty feeling, I guess.
Yeah, I was there. The very last game was Ottawa and Concordia, and that was a heck of a game. That game ended, and then the tournament officials came out on the floor and basically signaled that there would be no more games. And there was teams getting Olivet Nazarene and somebody else getting ready to take the floor. And there was a couple of teams back in the back warming up. And to watch those players and those coaches, and of course their moms and dads were there, families were there, especially the seniors, just everybody, Talon just crying right out there in the middle of the floor. It was just gut wrenching. It was like I was at a wake. It was horrible. I hope I never have to that was my worst basketball moment of my life.
Yeah, I mean, we've all said it, and it's really unfortunate. I mean, for everybody, like you said, the parents, family members, seniors for sure, who didn't even get to play their last game. I was lucky enough to at least have one last game. I mean, I didn't know that it was going to be my last game, but I mean, a lot of players in the NAI, their last game was a week before that, so they really had no idea, and they went to Sioux Falls excited to experience the national tournament. It might have been the first time for some of those guys, and they didn't even get the opportunity, which is, I mean, like you said, just gut wrenching, really upsetting as well. But yeah, tough situation.
So Talon, I got to ask you, the Cascade Conference is blessed with two of the best point guards in the country, both first team All-Americans. Talk about your matchups against Mitchell Fink.
Man, freshman year, he was starting at OIT. Like you said, I was coming off the bench, so I didn't have too many experiences with him. Like I said, we went to OIT and got throttled. I think we lost by like 30 there my freshman year. It was bad. So by the time I was getting a lot of minutes that game, he was chilling on the bench, probably just watching his teammates play. But I would say sophomore year is when it started to pick up. Like I talked about, defense assignment, I'm usually guarding the best player. So, I mean, sophomore year, we were at OIT to start, and we had remembered just from freshman year how much we beat up on each other. And so, yeah, that was the first time I really got to, like, see his game and battle with him. And me just being me and the confident player I am, I never think someone's going to, like, kill or destroy against me. That's just how I play. And he made me earn every defensive stop. A great player, and we actually got them at OIT, which was like a big win. Like, because I don't know, it's just hard to win there, and it was a great game. I think we only won by like 2. Seth Erickson almost hit a game winner. Thank goodness he didn't. And then sophomore year, they came to our place last game of the season on senior night, and this dude hit like 3 threes at the end of the game to seal the deal. And he's a heck of a player. And I got super respect for him. He's such a good guy, always shows love after games. And every year our relationship has progressed. This year, just battling with him, we talk quite a bit now, and just a super great basketball player. And I've always respected the fact that he plays every side of the ball and every level of the ball. He's actually a sneaky defender. Me and Coach Blaine joke about, I think once a year, except for this year because I was well aware of it, once a year he takes a charge on me when I'm coming downhill full speed. And I get mad every time about it because I know it's coming and I can't do anything about it for whatever reason. But he's just a good dude, good basketball player. Nothing but respect for him for sure.
Well, I know everybody in the Northwest is going to miss those matchups. They were always really, really exciting. 2 different types of players, but yeah, the head-to-head was always fun to watch. So
yeah, I would say. Oh, go ahead.
No, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, I would say that great competition itself brings out something extra in me. But every time I've played against Mitchell Fink, I feel like I got to do even a little more. And I've always appreciated that someone's skill level and a player can, like, I guess, turn me up another notch. And that just says a lot about who he is as a basketball player for sure. But yeah.
So Talon, now that it looks like the season is over, what does life look like for you now? What are you thinking about doing?
Yeah, so I mean, right now our school is a lot of schools are all online right now. We're all online for the rest of the semester. So just trying to graduate. I'm on track with that. Graduate in May, and then luckily for us, our facilities are open. So I've been in the gym every day still. Because, I mean, our season wasn't supposed to end until the 17th, which is just this Tuesday. We were hoping to make it all the way. But, yeah, I've just been training. Hopefully this coronavirus stuff dies down and I have an opportunity to play overseas. But, yeah, just been kind of working on stuff like that, doing schoolwork, staying in shape, talking to agents.
Oh, that's exciting. So you would like to play overseas if you have the opportunity?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, I think you do very, very well.
I appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time, Talon. I'm gonna miss watching you. I'm gonna miss cheering against you. But you're a heck of a talent, and congratulations on a great season, finishing the season #1 in the country. Nobody can take that away. Maybe they can take a national championship game away from you, but they can't take the fact that you finished the Cascade Conference undefeated, and you finished as the #1 team in the country, and nobody can take that from you ever.
Absolutely. Thank you for that.
Well, Talon, good luck with whatever you do. You'll be successful, and maybe down the road, if the Cascade Conference heats up in subsequent seasons, maybe you and I can talk more, and you can give your expertise on Northwest College basketball.
Absolutely. I love that. And I just wanted to say thank you for everything you've done all year for not only the CC, but just NAIA basketball, really trying to help us get on the map. I feel like we're a little bit underrated. So I just wanted to say thank you for everything you've done.
Well, I appreciate that very much, Talon. And again, thank you for being on the show. I have a lot of respect for you, and take care and stay well. Okay.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.